see you, baby. Get your shine on. Get your glow up. One time. For the babies on the south side.
5,
The east side.
4, 3.
The west side. The north side.
Thank you for listening to Crazy Conversations with Miss Kim on intellectualradio.com. We appreciate you tuning in to us again tonight on Crazy Conversations with Miss Kim. This is the station that feeds your brain, and you already know it's intellectualradio.com. I'm your host, Kimberly Watkins Allman, and I am here with my amazing producer, Sumner Allman, which is my wifey for lifey. How are you today?
Wonderful, thank you.
Are you happy to be here?
Yes.
We hope you all are having a blessed week. I am excited that Scorpio season starts tomorrow. That part I am extremely excited about. This is my favorite season, Scorpio season. If you didn't get a chance to view our last 3 segments, please go to our YouTube page and enjoy our previous recorded conversations. And when you go, please don't forget to subscribe and share. Remember, it's free to subscribe. If you see a conversation that you feel will benefit someone else, please share it. It's okay. Send them to Crazy Conversations with Miss Kim. I promise you, we will take amazing care of them. Before we get started on this week's amazing conversation, and that conversation tonight is, can I marry or have a relationship that will work without the approval of your parents or children? Will a marriage or relationship work without the approval of your parents or your children? That's what we are talking about tonight on Crazy Conversation. But before we get started on this week's conversation, I'm going to recap you a little bit on what we have discussed in our conversations the last 3 weeks. I want to put you to speed to some amazing conversations so that you can go back and enjoy those conversations. The first one we had on October 1st, we talked about, should parents seek advice from their children instead of their mate? Parents are afraid to have the conversation with their children. We got positive feedback that they enjoyed the conversation, but also it was brought to my attention that my wife was coming at me at the beginning of our courtship because I was semi-guilty of talking to my children about everything. And what I learned throughout this conversation, throughout the research, and through positive conversation with my wifey, I realized that after God, your spouse comes first. People need to know that it's okay to change for the right type of love. I'm not seeking assistance from my children. I have to seek that assistance from my mate. So again, I am well aware of the situations that I may have caused in the beginning. But if something is brought to your attention when you are with the right type of love, when you have the type of marriage and the type of relationship that is worth fighting for, those little things will be corrected in an expedited manner. And that's exactly what I had to do for the right type of love. So that conversation, we are still being held accountable for going back to it. But again, we have to complete some of our other conversations that we have. And again, that was an amazing one. And with that being said, we did not have a problem with going back after working with our listeners and adjusting the things that we needed to adjust in our marriage, in our relationship, because we know we're not going nowhere. So why not make things decent for your mate? And on October 8th, we had how to make someone admire you, chase you, fall in love, and marry you. On this segment, it was wild. Again, different things came in regarding what is used to get someone to chase you, and a lot of people didn't feel like they needed to be chased. They felt like the importance of married and committed couples, they should be friends with other married couples, they should seek advice from other married couples. That one right there, it had a lot. We asked a question about how do you feel about married couples and committed couples hanging out with single couples and single friends. So again, that sparked a nerve throughout our listeners. We don't know what we will receive. It's just our job on Crazy Conversations to research it. And if we have a real life scenario of our own, we'll throw our little mess in there as well. But not all conversation has to do with the almonds. But if it's anything that we have experienced with each other, we don't mind throwing our 2 cents in to make our listeners comfortable and let them know that some of these topics, they are not alone. We all go through things, and I think once we come to grip with it's just not us, I think this world will be a better place for you and me. If people will just realize that they are not exempt from the bullshit. So for real, I'm sorry, I owe something. I probably owe something from last week. I'm gonna have to catch up on my bills for Wanda B, and Mr. Earl sent me to a collection agency for not paying my profanity fee at the studio. So again, that conversation made us reflect on values. We're gonna work on our self-improvement. We're gonna do some things because the world has changed, and mates want women from the past. They are not comfortable with what this genre of women, what this generation is bringing to commitment and relationships. A lot of mates are not happy with that. So again, that was one of the conversations that we had on October 8th. So October 15th, let's go to that. Is there a right time to marry or get married? That one there. Honey, again, we learned that the commitment, the love that you have, we cannot tell you the best time to get married. We can't tell you the best time to commit. But again, we just want you to know that you should not lose that love. If you feel as though you have a future with this person, then you don't have to listen to the next person. When you get in the right relationship and the both of you are willing to learn, it brings structured love back in rotation. So that's one of the things that we talked about last week, a structured love. Structured love, knowing that you are not marrying or you have not committed yourself to a perfect partner. None of us have the perfect partner. Some people are they're thinking out of the box now when it comes to relationship. They're not trying to get the finest thing on the shelf. They are trying to get to the love. So all of us that's hung up on where did they go to college? Where did they go to high school? How much do their parents make? What kind of family did they come from? How much money is he making now? What was his first car? People go too deep. They go too deep and they haven't even gotten their stuff together. But again, people are stepping outside the box. They are dating the people that have semi-imperfections. They're not looking for perfection anymore. They are looking for that perfect type of love to build with. So again, we're not going to miss out. you're not going to miss out. That's why we having this crazy conversation, so you do not have to miss out on that imperfect, building up perfect type of love. And again, we appreciate you all joining in to those segments the last 3 weeks. It has been wild. It has been a journey, but it has been amazing. I would not take it back for anything, because just learning these couples, reading these letters, these emails, sometimes I can relate, sometimes I learn. So sometimes Miss Kim has to be quiet and learn what is going on with the listeners, what their request really is, and what they want to get back from the conversation. So again, it may not be for me, but it's my job to research it and help these listeners get to where they need to get with their relationships or any situation that they have. This show, Crazy Conversations, is not just about love and relationships. We talk about it all. Again, will a marriage or relationship work without the approval of your parents or your children? So I did respond that yes, a marriage and a relationship can absolutely work without the approval of your parents and your children. Legally as an adult, you do not need your parents or children consent on love. So I don't know if the people in the back need me to repeat that, but that says legally as an adult, you do not need your parents or children consent on love. The success of a marriage or relationship depends on the commitment and the compatibility between the couple, not the parents or children's opinion. So before we get into this, I need to ask you a question. Have your parents really approved themselves to be the individuals to make any judgment about your marriage? We're going to speak in past tense about the parent part. So have you ever had to deal with that, with a parent proving themselves to be, it's okay for them to judge you getting married, but have you witnessed their situation to be so intact that they can judge you? Could they make a judgment about your relationship or your marriage?
Out of being parents, that's parents' job.
Okay.
That's their job to tell us about our partners, tell us about how they felt. That's their job to do, because I'm a parent. I'm doing it now, so I already know. I'm just saying, I'm being for real. You got to keep it real. I'm doing it now. Parents, they're gonna make their decision. They're gonna speak their truth. They're gonna make their choices, say their decisions all the time. That's what parents do. You know that, because that's what you do also.
Thanks. So with that, did they ever use their experiences with all they love and their wisdom? Have they ever made you miss out on being committed or married to someone?
No. That's one thing I can't say, because I was one of the vocal child. I'm the baby, so I was able to express how I felt to my parents, to my mother and father. I was an outspoken child.
So you let them know, look, hands off my relationship.
We talked about it. Of course I heard their views.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Of course I heard how they was feeling. You know, I'm a listener, so of course you get to express how you feel. I might do agree with it, but I will listen and I will let you talk. But would they ever, if they ever asked me to make a decision between them and my mate? No, because I made them know, because they know who they raised.
Well, before we go into our one part of the letter, it says, and this is a crazy conversation with Miss Kim listener, Miss Gloria. She went to our online email and wrote us this. Thank you for your talk about, is there a right time to marry or get married? I would like to know if parental consent and involvement is necessary in a marriage when both parties are grown. What about permissions from parents and children? Is that necessary? How do you think that we should discuss this with Miss Gloria? You want to know what I said?
What you say?
Okay, well, I wanted to let Miss Gloria know that I feel if she stated that she's grown, both parties are grown. So, with that being said, I'm feeling as though her decision should be based on the commitment and the love that she shares with her mate. So, if you're saying y'all grown, then I don't think it's a reason that she would have to go through this with her parents, which she's trying to respect her elders. And I guess for her children, she does not want to break that close-knit relationship that they have because they are not happy with her mate. And she expressed that nothing happened. It's just that she feels that her children doesn't want her to be with anyone. So is there anything you could add to that to help?
So her children have an issue and her parents?
The parents have decided not to participate with anything if she takes it any further than dating
With the person.
with the person.
So, like I said, it depends on, I guess, how long she known the person. What's their background of their relationship? Was it any, like, causes? Was it any drama? Was it abuse? So,
That
like,
was the one thing, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
But that was the one thing that I thought about. I was like, did something happen? Did the parents and the children witness something that rubbed them the wrong way? Because if they did, mind your business. Because couples have situations all the time. And if somebody witnessed a disagreement or something like that, that is not a reason to judge anybody's relationship. Because while you in their business, they gonna be happily in their relationship and they gonna X you out because you in people business. So that was the first thing that I thought. But I think crazy. So I thought, like, what happened? What did they see? Because for them to just come out the bag and say, no, I don't want to participate, don't invite me to dinner, don't do this, don't do that. And for a woman to be in mid-30s and you have to do this, and like she said, it's very painful for her. So I didn't want to say what happened, but I'm just saying it to you, what happened. You go ahead. I'm sorry, wifey. I'm so sorry. I'm about to turn 50 and I forget everything. Go ahead. They're going to have to prescribe me something because I don't know why I can't remember nothing this week. Go ahead. That 50 at the back door. Go ahead, wife. Go ahead.
I just think they need to have more conversations. I think the daughter need to pray about it, to pray, see what's going on with her mom. Pray with her mom. With the children, I don't know, children that parents should be a different category. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very important to get the approval of your parents. You don't have to, but it's very to the point now, it's hard not to have your parents as something very special to you. That's a very important.
Don't do that.
No, it is.
I'm
That's
not about to make this about Miss Kim tonight.
No, you're not.
Okay.
So, but seriously though, that's a very important day to me. I don't know how anyone else felt, but I think parents should be involved, even though they not approve of it. But it's special to your kids if your parents do participate. So just come. So we have to do. Sometimes we have to not fight, but sometimes we have to look in. It's like was our parents because they parents. So majority just pray. Majority pray with them kids that's easy. I'm not proof from kids, but my parents is very important to me to have them a part of that special occasion.
Well, before I go to the next email, I was thinking that also too, that what I gathered from the verbal conversation outside the email, I was thinking, well, the way it sounds as if is the parents getting the children to roll with them, or is the children getting the parents to roll with them against the mom and the mate?
What's the relationship with the parent and the kids? With them, with their child?
Well, I think she said that she didn't want the relationship between her and the child to feel like that bond is going to be broke, or getting into a relationship that's leading to marriage. I guess just don't want the child to feel left out, or I mean,
So
it's
what's the
hard dealing with the
relationship
preteens.
between the daughter and the
teens.
mother? What's the relationship
She
between her
feels
and her
that
mother?
they have such a good relationship, and the child is just a teenager, and she feels as though their relationship is more valuable to her than she's willing to call everything off just to satisfy the child.
Wow. Not for the mother.
Not for the mother,
Not who gave her life.
but for the child.
Child who she gave life to.
So do you think that she should, but the mother and the child is on the same ship?
Of course.
So that's why I was thinking, man, well, is the mother just pulling the kids with them, or is the kids
See, that's
pulling
why
the
your focus
parents
should
with
be
them?
the focus should be on the mother, cause the mother go get to the grandchild.
Mm.
That's why it's always have your focus. God gonna tell you what to do anyway. Your focus should be on the parents, cause the parents gonna get to the grandchild at the end of the day anyway.
Okay, I'll write that down. Okay, so that was my thought. So I was that was exactly what I was thinking. But anyway, with the next email that I had, Miss Kim, is it wrong or crazy to not adhere to theme weddings or wedding traditions, such as a white dress, church ceremony, walking down the aisle, jumping the broom, etc.? Can we just get our marriage license from the registrar and ask our pastor to bless us instead of having a ceremony in the church? Do you need to have a theme wedding, or do you have to do things traditionally? I just felt like, yes, a blessing of a pastor should be enough in certain relationships heading to marriage, without any kind of wedding ceremony. I was okay with that. You know, traditions are what we make them and what we choose. So if going to the courthouse works for you, and you just don't want to put that additional pressure on your family, and you don't want to hear any backlash from the family, I feel like it's okay to go on your own and get married if that's what you seek from your relationship. How do you feel about traditions?
See, because we focus so much on the wedding,
The ceremony, yeah.
we so focused on that than the marriage. So that's by the time you get married, the marriage started there, so there's no honeymoon. Because you got stressed out and focused so much on this wedding, then when it's time to do the real thing, you bummed out. So I think, to me, if you want to get married in a backyard, it's all about love. God will come everywhere, anywhere you are, God will come. So you want to come in your house, in your backyard, anywhere, it's okay to get married. It's your choice.
When we went to the courthouse, what we had on?
Bears.
We had on our bear stuff.
Yeah.
Now you already know we wasn't thinking nothing about tradition.
No.
We had a bet on the game,
Yes.
and we wore our bear stuff. So when people are being pressured about traditions, that just goes out the window when it comes to me, because I know that, you know, I did not take tradition serious. I did things the way you and I wanted things to be for our day.
You wanted to be.
Pardon me?
You wanted to be.
See what I'm saying?
Brazilla. You wanted to be. So I just rolled with your choice.
I was
And
not
I
that
just
bad.
showed up.
I was not that bad.
Yes,
You're
you
talking
were.
about for the ceremony. That was 2 years later.
A Brazilla is a Brazilla. And that's what you wore both times. It's okay.
I was like that when we went to the
Yes.
courthouse.
Yes, it's okay.
when
Once,
we was by ourselves.
once I propose,
So it's your word against mine.
say what you want. Once I propose, the next day, yes.
I was.
Right, yes. Once the
It doesn't
propose started, it's over.
I just
When you
started.
propose the engagement, what you do the
I just
engagement
started.
started. Yes, you started.
You
And it's
never
okay.
said nothing.
It's okay. The way I used to look at you, you should know. I didn't have to say anything. My lips said all. You was Brazilla both times, but it's okay.
Oh my goodness. Well,
It would be okay if you wasn't a Brazilla. But the second time, yeah, you was, yeah.
oh my God. Well, with that being said, as I did research and I found out a little bit about parents and children, how their support and their approval can provide you with emotional support, and it reduces family conflict. So, with that, communication is the key. And if your parents or your children disapproves of your mate that is leading to marriage, open communication with them and your partner can help navigate through potential challenges. And does a marriage without your children and parents' approval work? If they don't agree, it is okay to marry someone you love. It's okay to marry someone that you love. Again, it is so hard to find the person that meets your every need and helps you through what you're already going through in life. But when you find that partner that makes things so much easier for you, and then you don't have the approval of the individuals that mean the most to you, I know that can be heartbreaking. That could be heartbreaking. So with that, love and marriage are two different things. Loving someone involves emotions, our willingness to stay close to that person, and mostly having that someone special forever. This is a forever type of thing that we're looking into. And one other thing is, do you feel if you marry a person, you are marrying their family too? I ain't mad. Do what you gotta do. I am not mad at you, some they're all mad. Do you feel if you marry an individual, you are marrying their families too?
See, once again, it's to each his own. My opinion, it's a yes or it's a no. You marry the kids because you marry their parent. But I don't say that you marry the family, but you have to, at the end of the day, it's their respect. You don't have to kick it, but respect, but you definitely marry the children when you marry the person who have kids. You not marry the parents, no. You are marry the kids. Because if they have kids, you have to marry them, because the majority of the kids go come on board, but you are marry the kids.
Okay, well, notice, ma'am, that with research and just knowing what I know, the family does not just include parents and children. I mean, this includes when you marry a person, you marrying their profession, you marrying their friends, you marrying their past, you marrying their present, their future. I mean, you even have to deal with and accept their denials. Everything comes with that.
To you, that's how you feel. Me and your answer is not the same.
And it's okay.
It's okay.
It's
That's how
okay.
you feel. I feel as though your family gonna be there no matter what. Seriously. But when you marry this person who have kids, yes, you are. You're gonna be a part of their life. Seriously, like family, like you're gonna be step parents.
So you're saying that you will go ahead with a wedding or a committed relationship without the approval
Yes.
of
Yeah.
your parents and children?
Yes, I will. Because when I do that, sometimes they would think like, wow, she really loved this person for her going against us. I'm not so much going against them. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm making my own decision. If God said it's time, it's time. I'm gonna follow what He said. They gonna jump on board no matter what.
Another one is the best thing to do. Move your mate far away from their parents and children.
No,
I have to address everything. I mean, it's not directed towards me.
no, that's out of order.
So, with the last week's conversation about the right time, this actual person don't think it's the right time until they get up out they city and state. They can't be in a prosperous relationship being in the same city and state with the parents and the children.
Do she love this person?
This was a different one than Miss Gloria. So
But still it all, do she still love the person? Because you have to get out of town. You too focused on other people's feelings except yours. So you have to focus and think about you first. Then you have to think about your partner. Once again, family gonna be there. You can move whatever you want. Trouble still gonna follow you. And it's still gonna be there. No matter where you go in this world, you take it right along with you.
well, I understand in some cultures and countries, parents' approvals is required
Yes.
for marriages, and parent and children approval has nothing to do with the success of your marriage. The success of your union depends entirely upon how much you nurture it, how much you guys love each other. So I'm just not understanding that, runaway component to get
A lot of them do.
the love. You said a lot of them do?
They do run away.
They run out the state?
They run out the state. They go with their partner. A lot of them do. Just depends on the situation with their family or with their kids. Some do have kids and they still leave. Just because it's the circumstances. Is it right? Is it wrong? We can't say that it's right or wrong because it's not us.
So why my family didn't make you pack me up and leave?
Because I didn't have to.
I was ready to go.
I didn't have to. And they knew it.
I'm still ready to go.
See,
I'm just saying. I was just
they
there.
already know. I didn't have to run you away. I had to take you away because I had nothing to hide.
Wow. I didn't know that it was that deep that they would take you far away from
Drama, negativity,
whatever it is that they
influence, yes.
So I wanted to ask Miss Rhonda B, since I love when she comes to crazy conversations. Do you need parent or children's approval for a good marriage to work?
I was thinking about this as you guys are responding, and I was going back and forth. I believe so many people's situations are different. Some people have toxic family members.
Okay.
And if their intentions for your life, if they don't have good intentions for the couple, then they may not want you to get married, and it's based on their own issues.
Right.
Some people bring their own issues to your relationship, and I'm not all, just because they're your parents doesn't mean they all have good advice or good so sometimes you have to weigh the relationship with what the parents are. Where are they coming from? Are they coming from their own healthy relationship, their own? They have to be of sound mind and body, and then some people invite people into their relationships, and they don't know that they're doing it. But some people ask their parents for money a lot, and so that way they feel like I have an invested reason to put my 2 cents in your marriage, because if your spouse has got you asking me to pay for this and that, then I get to have a say so. So sometimes involving the children and the parents opens the door for them to have opinions. And if you don't want their opinion, don't take stuff from them. Like separate your relationship
Yes.
from your family. Sometimes we invite.
Yes.
We don't really want the advice, but if we do other things, they feel they have a right to say this because I'm paying for the wedding. I'm paying for this. People feel like if their money is involved, they now have invested in your this. And sometimes I think relationships don't realize they're doing this. But even when you share situations, when you run to your parents with they did this and they did that, then they're going to feel like, I'm not gonna keep hearing you coming to me with this about them, so I'm gonna tell you what I think. You should marry them. And so we sometimes have to think, okay, don't share everything, because you love the person and you all make up. And they vow to you to do better. They don't go to the parents and make up with them. And you don't go back to them and say, you know what, we had this conversation, we talked it out, I understand where they were coming from, and we worked it out. They start altering their feelings for your mate. And you all reconcile. You all do everything, reconcile, discuss it. It becomes healthy. It makes you all grow. It doesn't make the relationship with the children or the parents grow, because they don't get the makeup session. They don't know how you all made up, what you all did to fix it, and it really damages the relationship. And then they feel like, I need to save that person. I need to save you from this relationship. This is not healthy for you. But they don't know all the work the couple has done. And no way is this indicative of the Almond family. This is a general, I'm responding generally. I just want to put it out there, because I know how people think when they view intellectualradio.com shows sometimes. They think, I don't know nothing about this. Is nothing about their relationship. They just randomly ask me. And I'll just start thinking about people I know and how this has happened with them, or how it's happened even with my child, where she has involved me in some things between her and her mate. Now it has me looking at him sideways. I don't care how much she fix it. Right. When they fix it, I'm still got my nose turned up every time I look at him. Right. And I'm like, sometimes I wish you didn't share this, because it's very hard to, obviously they kissed and made up at some point, and he even tried with me, but I was like, I don't want to hear it, because I don't love him like that. I don't have to love, I wanted to in the beginning until now this happened, and now my feelings have changed. And it's hard for the love to grow with parents and children. Now, in children, I think it matters their age. If the child has to be in the home with you guys, sometimes it does matter whether they will all get along and you all can make it a family. You want a family unit for your children. So I think that can matter if you know your children are not if they're coming from a healthy place as well. Sometimes it can all be hashed out. Let's all sit together as a unit, and we're going to be family. So for us all to be family, we're going to have to fix this. And then you all fix it. And I had a situation with my first marriage. My son wanted everybody to get along. His dad, me, all to live together. I'm like, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna happen. But at the same time, he pictured us being this big family, and it doesn't. That's not how. So sitting down with him, explaining, and also seeing my ex-husband and his father, my oldest son's father, come to a mutual understanding that we were going to be family, whether you were at that house or this house. There's one rule: you're not gonna play us against each other for this. That we operate as a unit. We come to united decisions when it comes to you, and that helps. So sometimes discussions help when it comes to children, and sometimes it helps with parents too. And then, so I think it really matters the relationship and where the people involved, if they're coming from. Some kids can be kids, so they just want whatever they want. They don't know whether that works or not, or whether they're causing they may not want that person because they want mommy all to themselves. And so it can be for various reasons. So you really have to know the reason why their feelings. Take it into account when it matters. Like if you and then sometimes it can't matter. Like the adult children, they're gonna go on and live their lives,
and we lonely.
You'll be sitting there,
and we lonely,
and lonely while they sitting there caring about it. I don't like that, and you live in a whole other state. And so yes, no, I would not alter my life. I would think about the why, because if they have any true concerns that need to be addressed, I would address it. But if I know. I have 4 children. They all have different, and I have one daughter that's very me, and money. She wants this. She's all about herself. So if she said it, I know that she's where she's coming from,
right? And
I could address that differently. So I think it can matter if you know something, and I think people have to be honest with themselves. If you know that they have seen you all argue to the point where, like some relationships, I've seen them argue so fiercely in front of the children that I can see why the children are like, no. And you have to be honest with, is this really a healthy union for this family? Are we really creating a family? So I think you have to understand your why they're doing it, understand their why, like where are they coming from, and have discussions. And then And all parents are not. Some can be toxic, and sometimes you just have to put some distance between your relationship and them. You have to weigh it all for yourselves. Know your relationship. Get help with it if you need to get help with it. And if you know your parents is all about love and they just want the best for you, and you know they're coming from a loving place, then I
might take it in consideration.
I may take it in consideration if I know, and then I go, what am I representing in my relationship that's making them feel this way?
Right.
There you go.
And maybe I'll work on that independently of them.
Yeah.
Because I want my union to be healthy as well. So let's talk about, I think they're doing that because they saw that day we did this.
Mhm.
They'll base it all on one thing they saw.
Parents
I mean,
will.
and
Yes.
then you go, and if you know that's, so anyway, I know I can talk. Sorry.
That's
y'all.
okay. We appreciate
Thank
that.
you
And
for letting me.
you brought an important comment.
Is he telling me rap?
Look, you brought a very important comment with your feedback, because I felt the same way, and I was told this by my grandmother when I was in a relationship looking to get married. My grandmother always told me that if she had to, you want to leave home at 19, you leave home. If you want to do X, Y, and Z, just remember that if you calling home for mortgage payments, rent payments, car note, that means I'm invested in this relationship. So that means whatever I say, you do. Because if I am sending money and you are wholehearted living with somebody and about to marry somebody, then you gonna do what Mildred Watkins say. So I totally understood that part. But again, I was told the same thing. Don't ask it. You in a whole relationship, you in a whole such and such. Don't call me for none of your needs to be met unless everything I say, you going along with it when it comes to this relationship. So I kept quiet. I don't think I ever called home for anything since I left at 19. I don't even think I went to spend the night. But again, especially these 8 years right now, I have had no need to rely on anybody but God. I might have had a few slip-ups with things that I might have shared with family. Like you said, if something happens and they witness it, it's all something
right
different. I can't take that out of their head, even though we have moved on, we in love, and we still get married. Families don't forget those wild altercations, which we all have them. Even though this conversation is not based upon the almonds, just to let the listeners know that we have situations as well. We like, okay, but again, we go right home and we laughing about it. But again, somebody's holding judgment towards whatever they may feel regarding the relationship. And your parents will feel angry for some time if you go head on with the relationship and go head on and get your spouse and get you that permanent forever mate. But if you don't get married, the person you love, what are you going to do? Again, like Miss Wanda B said, you may be lonely, and your person that you listening to, if it's a parent or a child, they move on with their lives. The listeners that we had to come in contact with regarding this conversation, nobody had kids like under 13. So these were pretty much good age teenagers and adult children. So I already know that, again, yes, marriages without parent and children approval work, but it depends on the strength of the relationship. It depends on that strength between you and your mate. I had to listen to one other email on the way here. I got a chance to listen to this young lady that did not want to give her interview live, and we were trying to get her to do it live because we felt so close to her. We felt so close to her in so many ways. And again, this and actually she's an older lady, and I felt so amazing that she wanted to share her story after being married for 38 years. And this is what she said to Miss Kim. My dear husband and I eloped and have now been married for 38 years. My parents hated him because 1, they did not feel he was good looking enough. 2, he had been married once before for 6 months to a girl who turned out to have a major illness that she ended up passing away. They did not believe in divorce, but they didn't realize that he was a widower. Number 3, they felt he was poor and had just purchased some property, which was an old house in a horrible neighborhood. They felt they didn't care that he had a good job and was a hard worker, but it was described as poor because they felt he should have more cash on hand. My family wanted me to marry a very rich man. Number 4, they felt his clothing was not expensive enough for their taste. So we eloped because we loved one another. We've been through really rough times as life has its ups and downs, but we crossed each hill together. Parents do not always know what is best for their child when it comes to love. I was stuck on 294 North. I was stuck. And what did you feel about Claudia's story?
Deep.
That was so deep that I probably will be communicating with her all week because I felt like that was so deep. And I have witnessed people that were even forced to marry the only person that their parents was approved of. And as we dug a little bit deeper in the conversation, she said that it was somebody particular that the family wanted her to be with, someone successful that they felt was successful, but they wanted to put them together no matter how they felt about each other. And she said, you heard her, she didn't even like the guy, but she was being forced to
be with the guy.
Be with the guy. And so that's what made her elope. She didn't tell anybody. They didn't tell anybody, they just left. So what did you feel about Claudia's story?
That's deep. So what's the conclusion now to the marriage? After they left and went to get married, what's the conclusion of it?
She said that it went years without talking to her parents.
They were married for 37 years and
now
they're still married.
It's been 38 years and they're still married.
Wow, that was love. See, it's something that she believed in her spouse.
And she said that her spouse has never let her down, never gave the family any reason to think that she was not getting her love met, her needs met. They know that she is, but they still feel as though.
How they know so much about them? That's why I'm saying that because like I said, parents gonna have their insight, like Ms. Wandaby said, depending on how much insight that you share with your parent. And to me, if you do share things with your parent, people make up. So it's okay to share certain things with your parents. Not everything. Of course, everyone will have a fight. And it's okay to share with your parent. It's all to the parents to be grown up, to realize it. Of course, you're going to take it in because you're the parent, but sometimes we got to put ourselves in these positions. Like, okay, like me, I'm going to listen. Of course, I'm going to get upset, but I'm going to listen because that's what my child wants. You just can't take every offense personally about what your kids come to you. If they beat on them, that's different.
Right.
But if you have like occasion argument like relationship does, you can't judge them on that.
And it was just, the part that really I can relate to, because parents will stop talking to you and totally refuse to even build a relationship with the person that you want to be with.
Yes. Witness to that. Yes,
preach.
You are so true.
Titan say facts. Mama, facts. I'm saying this is factual.
And I think, like I said, to each his own.
Which is horrible.
Yes. Because like Wandaby said, I'm going to ask why. I'm nosy. I'm a communicator. I'm going to ask 20,000 questions. It's going to be the same question, but different ways, because I want to know what's really going on. if you're not comfortable at that time, I'm going to make sure that you are comfortable because I do want to know the why. Is it important? Yes, it is important because you're my parent. If you're my little kids, it's important. But I do want to know why, like what had happened, what have I said to make you keep on this grudge? Because that's what it is, a grudge.
But again, sometimes we get into a situation where we find that person that we love. And again, sometimes, and I believe that you and I talked about this, about sometimes our family, our friends, sometimes people that's around us don't want us to find that right love, because for once in our life, we'll finally know how to be loved. So sometimes they're happy with us not getting the full batch of love. But when we find that full batch, some people can't relate to that.
They be upset.
They
do be jealous. And it's okay, once again, as a human being, a lot of family members do be jealous because they do be used to you being sad. But when you finally being loved by someone, especially like with parents, if your child finds someone to love them, why you upset? Because at the end of the day, is that your child gonna know that you didn't love them. So that's what we have to, like, why to be said, we have to find ourselves. Because in real life, this is serious. Just because of someone loving your child, you can't get mad at them because they love your child. Then your child gonna realize what love is. Gonna be like, wow, I never got loved by my parents. And it's okay, because it's never to give me love. But a lot of parents are jealous of their kids being loved by someone else because they didn't love them, but did your parents know how to love?
And some people do not experience that right type of love until they find a mate. When they look, that's why you look at so many people and say, oh, she looking for a father figure, or she looking for a mother figure, because sometimes we get into relationships and we lacking some of that. So we may be real clingy, or we are looking for certain things that we should have received through our parents, but we are looking for them through our mate. So if you was to say, well, Kim, that's something that you should have gotten from your parents, I will totally understand, because again, I feel like I missed out on a lot, or certain things could have been, done or expressed in a different way. But as I dug deep, therapy, different conversations, I realize now as I walk into 50, because 50 got the door open, you know that, right? 50 got the door open. So as I know right now that I only received what my parents knew what to give. I shouldn't expect to be where I am now because of them. I had to get there. And with that being said, what a ride, what an experience. And I am glad to be able to say that I have that kind of love that, hey, if I have to step back, I have to step back, but it will not be ruined in no way, shape, or form. So again, some people do not experience that right type of love that really should come from parents. Sometimes we do not get that until we find the right mate. And with that right mate, they're going to try to love you in all ways possible. And some of that pain, that trauma, that drama you bring to relationships, that right type of mate is going to hang in there with you. And that right type of mate is going to love you in all ways possible to get you through, so that you all can embrace your happy relationship by all means. Again, we appreciate you listening to Crazy Conversations. I am going over my time, but again, tune in every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are getting things ready for Simeon Henderson. You guys can stay tuned in and listen to our friends tonight. And again, we will see you soon.
I want
on
to jump
Crazy-
in real quick and say
Oh, yeah.
happy birthday to Miss Kim. Happy birthday
Oh,
to Crazy
thank
Conversations
you.
with Miss Kim. Have a wonderful birthday.
Thank you. I did not want to say that 50/50 will be here on October 31st. Again, we will have something for you guys next week. Miss Kim will be out of the studio live, but I will be back live in a few weeks after I get through celebrating my 50th birthday and our 6th wedding anniversary. So all of that falls on October 31st. So again, wish us some love, send us up some prayers. We want to be here 66 more years, right, wifey?
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you again, friends, for listening to Crazy Conversations with Miss Kim.
Come on.
Good night, friends.
Yeah.
Is that Halloween?
Yes,
Oh.
I'm going on
Yeah,
Halloween.
my daughter too.
Is she? Oh my God. Yeah, I'm a Halloween baby.
So what made you decide to get married? Like add more holidays onto that day?
Don't ever do it.
I already
ever do
did.
it.
My birthday is Valentine's Day.
Oh, so,
I've done it.
see?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Don't ever. I wouldn't advise nobody to ever do it.
See
Don't
what
ever
I'm
get
saying?
married.
Mr. Earl, why you have to come in here and say that?
Don't ever get married. No.
Triggered her.
On your birthday.
You gotta do that.
Ever.
Yeah, triggered her.
I trigger.
Ever.
Yeah, because I wanted to be married on my birthday.
You did okay.
I did.